How you doing? So I was gonna make a video titling that doing Necropolis without spending units. But I thought about something even more important than that. So today we're gonna be talking about why don't people do Necropolis? So there are many factors to that obviously, but I would say if I had to give a rough estimation, about 10% of MCOC have completed Necropolis. Of course, this is only going to be talking about since Necropolis came out. We're not going to include the ones that are. We're not going to include all of MCOC accounts because that would be way less than 10% of MCOC. Okay, so we're only talking about since Necropolis came out, those accounts. So, where did I get 10%? Okay, so if you live in social media bubble, you're probably thinking that 90% of MCOC accounts in MCOC are Paragon and Valiant, and that's not even close to that. If I had to give an approximate number, I would say less than 50%. I would probably even say about 30% of MCOC accounts in MCOC since Necropolis came out is Paragon and above. And you probably don't believe that's true, especially if you live in social media bubble. But let me just show you my alliance. My alliance. Where's my alliance? Okay, I do have 3 accounts in my alliance, and the only one that that is Paragon is the one you see here, the Reno XP911. I can tell you, out of 23 members in my alliance, I can pretty much guarantee that I am the only one that is Paragon in my alliance. Okay? So 1 out of 23, so less than 5% in my alliance alone is Paragon. So you have to be Paragon first of all, or Valiant to do Necropolis. That's why it's really just like a small percentage of people have done Necropolis. You gotta be Paragon first of all. So you're talking about 30% most likely are Paragon or Valiant that are playing MCOC. So I do think it's about 10% of MCOC accounts since Necropolis came out have done Necropolis, and I don't think that number is gonna get really that much higher. It's probably gonna be less than 20%. Uh, you know, no more than 20% in the long run because Necropolis people are who there are obviously going to be new players that play MCOC. There's probably new players that play MCOC every day. Um, and some of them will probably most of them will never complete Necropolis because obviously they're gonna think that the rewards will not be worth it, a year or 2 years from now, or the people that want to do it, that are doing right now, are gonna be reasons why. So this is really reasons why, especially the accounts that right now. So what are the reasons why? Number Probably the two most obvious answers is they don't have unlimited money, and they don't have unlimited time. So we're only talking about completion of Necropolis. So those two are not really necessary. I think what's even more important is that people are impatient when it comes to the game. It took me 69 days to do Necropolis. I could have definitely done it faster, obviously, if I was willing to spend units, but I didn't really care about any other things in the game really that excites me. No event quests or side quests in MCOC really excites me. So I actually, contemplating to explore Necropolis 100%. That means pretty much, it might even take me a year to do it, but that means no side quests, no event quests for a year. But I would be okay with that because really, for me, I just nothing in the event quest or side quest excites me. Nothing I look forward of doing. So I would be okay with that. So obviously that's the main thing is people just don't have the patience to do it. You could have a limited money, but if you don't have the patience to do it, you're not gonna do it. You could probably gonna hire somebody to do it for you. So that's a very big key factor. It's just like something that doesn't even take 30 minutes to do, and just people won't do it. It's just it's a big factor. It's uh, why people would not do Necropolis. Another factor is they think it's too difficult to do. And Necropolis is probably the hardest thing to do in the game right now, you know, that has rewards. I'm talking about that has rewards. I'm not, if you're talking about not including rewards, I would say it's Incursion past Zone 25. But uh, if you're talking about with rewards, I say Necropolis is going to be the hardest thing to do in the game. But at the same time, Necropolis has the best rewards in MCOC. I mean, I don't even know how that's a question. Just completing Necropolis is probably the second best rewards you can find in MCOC, other than what? Exploring Necropolis 100%. So so yeah, it's difficult, right? There's no question about Necropolis is difficult for a lot of people to do, and obviously having that mindset makes you not want to do it. Well, another thing is they don't have Aegon. Aegon, anybody can do Necropolis if they have Aegon. It doesn't require really that much skill, other than really having to build Aegon to. So, like I mentioned, some people um, think the Necropolis is too difficult. They don't want to do it, and really, or they don't have. Another thing is they don't have Aegon. Okay, they don't have Aegon, or they don't want to rank up Aegon just for Necropolis. Really, and like this, the skill factor as well. Aegon, other than building him up to like 999, Aegon requires zero skill whatsoever. I mean, if you want to give it 1% skill requirement, that's fine too. But I actually took down Necropolis Grandmaster using Autofight. I took down 20% health of Grandmaster using Autofight. So really very little skill required to use Aegon besides building him up to 999. And for me, I was very careful building up Aegon to 999. I don't think I lost his combo meter, meaning like I didn't lose it by getting knocked out without saving it. So how do you save his combo? Basically, you do want to have the Proxima synergy, and after you get hit, you just exit out of the game. You quit out against with whoever you're fighting. Once you get to 999, it's really just it's easy. Even a beginner can use Aegon in Necropolis. And I only use Aegon in Necropolis to do a completion. And really, you can actually not just do a completion, you could do like explore 100% Necropolis just using Aegon. Certainly some fights will be harder to use with Aegon, but with revives you can revive your way the entire exploration of Necropolis if you want to. So that's really the main reason why people don't do Necropolis. Yes, some people don't have unlimited money, or they don't have unlimited time. But those, if you're talking about completion, those are not necessarily thing to have. You just gotta have the patience to do it. Like I mentioned, I did this unit list, but at the same time, I spent 69 days to do Necropolis. So, or another thing obviously is because they don't have Aegon, or they don't want to rank up Aegon to do Necropolis. And I think that's a mistake. If Necropolis has the best rewards in the game, and they also have a mastery point in the game, which I think is the most valuable thing in Necropolis reward, just for completion when it comes to Necropolis. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. let's just what? Should we fast forward it? Okay, let's just watch Aegon do his thing. Like I mentioned, uh, Aegon requires very little skill. Here, it's like really difficult because you have to not only it's reverse, like what is that called? See, it reverse and then it switches. You don't know when it switches, so that's why it's really tough in this part right here when it comes to Aegon beating Necropolis Grandmaster. But with Aegon, he does so much damage and he can become unblockable. So the fights become really just like it just becomes super easy with Aegon. I'm not a very skilled player, you know. I'm just an average MCOC player, and for me to do this with Aegon without really much difficulty, it just really show you how good he is in Necropolis. And he is without a doubt the best champion for Necropolis for the average player. You can definitely make an argument for if you have if you're more skilled player like um, well Wong, especially that he's a 7 star. You can even make an argument for Kate Bishop if you're a skilled player, but as a player like me, or even a beginner, you know, but like an average player like myself, to do this without, you know, with Aegon, just only using Aegon, it's really it's great. I don't know what else to say. Like, you know, so, and you really gotta have a patience to do Necropolis because it takes time. It really takes so much time to do Necropolis. Like I don't know how many times I've said it. It took me 69 days. That's pretty crazy number, 69 days, right? So, and I definitely could have done it faster if I did it unit. If I spend units, I think if I was willing to spend units, I could have done it probably within a week, if not less, but I decided to do it unitless. So this is it. This is coming down to the last wire. This is pretty much the end of Necropolis. So if you want to know how to beat Necropolis Grandmaster, I'll tell you when it comes to the last 1%. If not, you can just fast forward or end the video. But you know, this is spoiler alert just to let you know. To beat the Grandmasters last 1%, you pretty much have to throw a special 1, a special 2, and in this case, I'm gonna throw the special 3 to beat Necropolis Grandmaster. So that's it. That's really it. Total, I spent 117 revives. Like I said, I'm just the average MCOC player. So 117 revives is pretty good. You know, I heard people spend up to 300 units. I mean 300 revives to do Necropolis. I mean I can't even believe that. That's almost 3 times as much as I did. And 10 of those revives I used auto fight against Necropolis Grandmaster. So I could have done it less than 117 units. I mean 117 revives. So definitely, you know, you have to use revives. That's one thing for sure. So you gotta prepare for it for sure. Or you can obviously use units if you want to. So, you know, uh, I don't. What else? What else am I missing? You know, like I said, the important thing about Necropolis, you have to be patient to do Necropolis. You know, some if you most people that do Necropolis will spend more than 1 day to do Necropolis, especially if you're gonna do it unitless. So if you're not gonna willing to spend more than 1 day to do Necropolis, most likely you're never gonna complete Necropolis. So this is it. This is the end of Necropolis. So this is the completion using only Aegon, by the way. Okay, I only use Aegon to do Necropolis. So let's look at the rewards, and that's the end of that. So as you can see here, I completed a quest. That is pretty crazy because I haven't completed a quest for like 69 days. And this is the rewards, and that's it. Thank you.